right, this is the decider to find out who moves on to the round of 16. Will it be TargA or will it be NaNiwa? We've already seen these two play, and TargA didn't have the best of results there, so NaNiwa is looking in prime form to move on if he can just step over TargA.
Before you work out, Kalaris, before you do any physical activity, you have the phase called the warm-up.
Yes.
The first game of the day, the first workout of the day, the first sport of the day, you're a little bit cold, the muscles aren't really working properly.
It's true.
And
keep going.
I'm just trying to say, basically, that TargA had to play the first game of the day here. Yeah. But now he's got a bit of oil in the works.
All right.
He's warmed up. He's been warming up for 3 hours and 40 minutes. But he's ready. And this is the time that I would love to, on the side of me, go like this and grab a can of Foster's and say, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie for TargA. But I don't have that, and I won't say that, because he is from Norway.
I sincerely hope out there was a lot of Australians watching.
There was a lot of Australians that it's like 5 a.m., they're all drunk. Like, oh, Apollo with that Foster shenanigans again. But, you know, he's doing Australia proud here today. TargA, of course, studied a long time ago in Australia. But does he now have what it takes, in all seriousness, to beat NaNiwa? Do you think he can do it? With the style we've just seen, that I think he'll bring into play in one of the three, if not all of the three games. Do you see that aggressive play working against NaNiwa, who is the expert over Todd in this scenario on how to play this matchup? Because now it's like you've beat one play, but now it's the expert class.
I think NaNiwa in this matchup is a full package. I think he can deal with whatever's thrown at him, and arguably he can also throw back at his opponent equal amounts of aggression. Very, very well calculated amounts of aggression. We saw it in the first series. So I don't know whether this will work for TargA. It's going to be so hard to pull off.
All right, well, we'll have to find out, guys, because it is now ready to begin the final map of the final game of Group A. I don't know who's going to win. I don't have any predictions. Let's just find out which way this is going to go. Is it going to Norway or Sweden? Find out.
We shall find out. Let's jump in as we have. Spawning up to the top left-hand corner are Blue Protoss, representing the Alliance in Sweden. He is NaNiwa. And down to the bottom right, we have our Red Zerg, representing Norway. And Dignitas, he is TargA.
TargA's got a difficult task, for sure. There's no doubt a difficult task. But NaNiwa's changing things up already. Imagine now, oh my god, I almost ripped my headset off my head. Sorry. Imagine now if we saw a cannon rush. Blind cannon rush coming from a player who tries to go 3-hatch, who tries to counter-build NaNiwa, and we've seen it time after time after time. Imagine that.
Wow, actually, that would be really cool. Really cool. But at the same time, TargA, he could be on certain extra levels and be like, I know that you think I might do this, so I'm just going to play spawning pool, but I don't think he will do.
No, he's not going to do it. It's not that deep of a mind game here. But there is no early forge. It's going to be a Nexus first, so a change of style here from NaNiwa coming up, not playing towards how he likes to play. But again, 3 hatcheries, if that was to happen here, would work okay. It would work okay against this if TargA was to take that risk against NaNiwa, who I would say 8, if not 9 times out of 10 goes gateway expand, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And TargA here, we're going to see how he wants to play this out. It's funny because the Overlord will reach that position not before the expansion. Indeed, he has to go for the spawning pool, not knowing what is going on. But he could have gotten away with it quite considerably. Now we'll see that forge and we'll be like, oh well.
Ah, change up. And now, even though the words I used to describe TargA versus Todd was that TargA, upon seeing this, probably felt comfortable against Todd in game number 1, saying, all right, this is what I've played against a lot of the time. But I would like to say the reverse now. Very simply because, yes, it's what TargA's played against the most, but NaNiwa's not doing the same. And all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, he's not doing the same anymore. I was expecting this, and now he's doing this. And it throws him off a little bit. Definitely, I'd say throws him off a little bit. Even though it's exactly the same build as Todd used to start off, it's the mind, it's the mentality
just
of this.
Not expected from NaNiwa, as you said. It's just not expected. And with this double gas going down now, he is playing a standard of standard Forge fast expands. And how is TargA gonna deal with it?
I mean, TargA's got to be like, all right, what's the main reason why he's changed? What is that reason? What does he want to do? And all these thoughts that you're going through kind of tear you away from your plan, and you start thinking too much. Sometimes you overthink too much, and sometimes you make wrong decisions based on overthinking. So this is something which TargA really needs to avoid if he wants to play this game out well. Just go to what you normally do. So 3 hatcheries coming down with no gas, very normal against this build coming out from NaNiwa. He's chasing the probe out, which is always a good find. But there's another one.
There is another one.
There is another one.
He's a sneaky, sneaky ninja, is NaNiwa. As we'll send that out and get confirmation of that third. Very, very important. So that probe will actually get away as well. 2 Zerglings, not going to be able to kill that by the time it gets back to that photon cannon. So, whoa, actually NaNiwa is going to the natural and getting some confirmation of something. But
well, he's got another probe out, and TargA's going to be like, huh? Where did you come from?
Yeah.
But there's +1 attack on the way, and there's also the cybernetics core. And with a probe escaping and going to the left-hand side here, I really feel that NaNiwa very simply may just go for a gate. Oh, no. Robotics facility coming in.
What is he up to?
All right. There's okay. Whenever I see this, and I've been working on this kind of style recently, robotics facility, for me, stands out all in.
Yeah.
But there are other builds that do work. There are builds that you can take maybe a third base with an Immortal, crappy builds that don't really work too well. But it's either an all-in, Immortal all-in, or he goes over to a Warp Prism pretty fast. And then you can play with a Warp Prism quite well, take a third base behind it quite well, because your opponent has to deal with a Warp Prism and you can take a third base behind it. So I wonder what it is. If it's an Observer, I'm going to be like, huh? But the way that it's lining up, with 3 extra gateways coming in, I'm not sure. Okay, Warp Prism.
Okay, yeah. But he sees the robo facility being chrono boosted at the back as well. TargA has every single scrap of information he would ever need.
And he just identified exactly what I was saying to you guys on stream. He just said it. He's seen everything. He's seen the 3 gateways, the robo, the gases on the natural, everything. He may even see the Warp Prism.
He may.
And then he sees absolutely 100% everything.
The Warp Prism, I don't think, will go detected, unless the Overlord turns around right now. But that Warp Prism is moving out in such a way that it will not be spotted just yet. So, Roach Warren's on the way. He knows that maybe some of the aggression's coming now, and he has to prepare for that. He's getting the layer, he's getting extra gases, just making sure he has all the options available to him to just deal with this.
Yeah, I think NaNiwa will expand behind this, but it's the style I talked about where you do kind of be aggressive yet defensive with the Warp Prism and so on. All right, Statman K. What's NaNiwa's win percent against Zerg, actually, so far in WCS? Can you tell me?
Interestingly enough, I would have to minimize
okay, don't do that then. Don't do that then.
No. Although, in WCS, it's... If I had to estimate, I think it would be around 12 wins and 7 losses or something like that. It's not as dominant as you would consider it to be, because obviously he had a lot of kills in DreamHack and stuff, but hold the phone here. NaNiwa's putting on a lot of aggression. That's a lot of Zerglings, though, at the same time. Needs to pick up those sentries, and he does get them out. And just trying to kill off these Zerglings where he can.
Do have really +1 attack, but not doing the best of things there. Not doing the works.
Yeah, so just killing off those Zerglings. And killed off 4 workers. Not a huge result. Yeah,
it's Statman K. It's not that high. 58%.
10 and 7. I was
close.
12 and 7, 10 and 7. Oh well,
close. It's not that high, but still, you know, WCS has been going for a long time now. This includes all tier events, Season 1 as well, where NaNiwa was still kind of learning this new style which we're seeing today, which is really a copy from SOS. The way that he plays is very SOS style. It's like his favorite player.
Oh, yeah. He absolutely loves that style. Now, well, look at this army he's building up here. 2 Immortals, third one's being chrono boosted out. Yeah,
Warp Prism, I thought it would be a third base, but it's clearly not here. So we see extra gateways been thrown down and Immortals coming in. I wonder if TargA has what it takes to deal with this. The biggest upgrade, which I like and is the best against this, is actually the Roach Speed.
Yeah.
Which is on its way. Do you reckon he can stop NaNiwa's attack? 3 Immortals. Great micro as always. The Warp Prism's already damaged, remember?
Well,
so is the Mothership Core.
By the time this gets across the map, he's going to have like 40, maybe even 50 roaches. So that's so much firepower. I'm not sure how you actually deal with that if it comes in at the proper angles.
Well, is TargA counterattacking? What's he doing with these roaches on the right-hand side? He needs to formulate a plan here. He's up to a very high supply count. Look at that, 170.
Yeah.
With 4 Overlords coming in, he'd be able to max out if this is slowed down.
Yeah, he has 46 roaches already.
And he's coming in from 2 sides.
Uh-oh.
He's coming from the north. He also has his defense set down at the south too. These force fields will have to be crucial.
Oh, the Mothership Core sees it as well. He knows what's is about to occur, and he has to go for the engagement before that other army reaches him right now. If he does not, then he's going to be completely sandwiched up against big chunks of this army, and he's doing exactly that, throwing down good force fields, separating a lot of that off. He knows he's in a little bit of a precarious position, though. Those roaches are now coming in from the back.
Yeah, they need to kill the rocks. I'd kill the rocks, then go in, actually, because it opens up a larger area, but force fields do come down, but the roaches are in. 1 Immortal goes down here, so a third of the real attack power is gone.
He doesn't have that many more force fields left, maybe 4 or 5 left between these sentries here, and now all of those roaches, they're slowly getting through. They're slowly killing a lot of this off. Army supplies, 71 against 45.
Oh, TargA's breaking through. NaNiwa, is he going to be able to do it? A new warping comes in. Another Immortal gets targeted down. He's going to do it.
Oh, he killed off the Warp Prism as well. He could have tried to evacuate out. What a great play by TargA, killing off the Warp Prism. Perfect.
Perfect defense there. TargA smacks one to NaNiwa.
Wow.
And takes a 140 supply lead to 54. Oh, boy, whiz. What a great setup there from TargA from 3 different angles. And that did not work.
No, it did not. And now, NaNiwa, he's trying to warp in some Zealots to try and go some counter-aggression, but these roaches are just going to come and kill him. I don't know what else he's going to do.
Oh, man, this is... it's not looking good here for the Swede in game number 1. The Warp Prism really didn't do too much from the get-go, right? It was stopped very early on.
Very early.
He could have had Immortals out faster. It was delayed because of the Warp Prism. And TargA makes a very good hold.
I feel as if, you know, TargA was so pleased to see the build that NaNiwa had chosen because he's probably played against this a million times.
Yeah, and he really made no mistakes himself, you know, with his Overlord production, his unit production. He set himself up very nicely.
And the Roaches just going to clean up these Zealots that are trying to keep NaNiwa in the game. Whilst he adds on some Hydralisks as well. This is all that NaNiwa has at the back. 77 army supply against 25. Good time warp. Trying to keep that Immortal alive, and he will do in the end. But the reinforcements are just going to stomp across the map.
Yeah, this... I mean, Hydralisks ain't no thing. Yeah, I mean, with Hydralisk now coming in, +1 attack going to be there for them as well. I mean, that's one of the biggest things I've noticed from a lot of Zerg players in recent days. 1 Evolution Chamber, man, it helps so much. There used to be a day where people used to get 2. It's all about 1 because you just have so much more units to defend, to attack. Is that... Go on. Is that drone? What's this drone? I was going to say, if that's a hatchery, man. If that was a hatchery...
I won't put it past some people against NaNiwa because NaNiwa is a player that can go on tilt, and trying to throw him off like that is something that could occur. But anyway...
Mothership Core gone as well. NaNiwa is just going to try to go for another attack here with +2 Stalkers, maybe. Colossus coming in. He's in a bit of a dire situation, to say the least.
Yeah, the Roach is perfectly positioned to tank for these Hydralisks as well. Force fields go down, and yes, he will kill off a lot of the Roaches at the front, but still, so many Hydralisks for the firepower behind this, with reinforcing Hydras and Roaches coming as well. Too much for the Alliance player.
Yeah, another Immortal is going to go down, and more units streaming across. TargA's going to beat NaNiwa. He definitely map number 1 here, maybe not in the entire series. That's up to NaNiwa here, as TargA comes pushing in, the cannons go down, there's just nothing left to defend. And NaNiwa's trying to hold on with everything he's got. Remember, NaNiwa is the #1 ranked non-Korean player at the moment in the WCS system. Yeah. But right now, he's facing elimination after this map. In the round of 32.
TargA's the complete opposite as well. He is nowhere, he's not on even the map of being highly ranked in WCS point system. He qualified through painstaking resources, and GG there for game number 1. TargA takes it. And again, TargA has been so furious about trying to get to this spot. And now he's 1 map away from the round of 16 in his debut appearance in Premier League. this is big. If TargA can take it, very big indeed.
Well, the thing is with TargA is he's always had a very good Zerg versus Terran, very aggressive. He's got great macro in itself anyway, so we can see with his big power up to his units. I don't think he practiced versus Terran at all in this group. I think he said, well, I'll give 4GG my best. Maybe I'll do an all-in here or there, but I'll focus on my versus Protoss. And it seems to be working okay for him. I mean, there's 2 Protoss in this group, Todd and NaNiwa. And if he eliminated his practice versus Terran and just said, well, I'm doing okay versus it anyway, and I'll focus on Protoss, he may advance from this group.
He may do.
And we may have a very similar Season 3 to Season 2, where a lot of favorites were knocked out. And NaNiwa is a favorite to even win the whole thing.
It would be so crazy if we had, like, a WCSEU curse where all like the top 5 or top 6 players next round just kind of like just go.
I mean, it happens a lot in many different tournaments actually, where a player wins a tournament and then he comes to the next season or the next tournament and just doesn't perform as well. It's just weird. But right now, TargA 1 map away from knocking out NaNiwa.
It's crazy stuff. It's crazy, but it could occur because Derelict Watcher is our next map. And then if we go into a game number 3, then it will be Polar something or other. What's it called?
Nights.
Polar Night. There you go. That one. All right. Okay. So let's get into game number 2. See if the Norwegian can take it 2-0, or if our Swedish player spawning down in the bottom left can tie it 1-1. Representing the Alliance, he is NaNiwa. And up to the top right, we have our Norwegian player, currently 1 game up. He is TargA.
NaNiwa. Now, I bet that was the sound NaNiwa made. Well, probably not. Actually, it was more like... grrr. As, all right, back to basics for NaNiwa here. No funky strats, no Nexus first and going into something else. It's back to what he knows best, which is gateway expand into... depending on what TargA does here, probably fast Stargate, but could be additional gateways beforehand. TargA, though, will feel this out very nicely. Both of these players know each other's style. That's the best part about this. We know their styles. You know, we know TargA likes a lot of units. We know NaNiwa likes a lot of void arrays. That's their styles, guys. Yeah, if any of your friends ever ask, if you were to describe NaNiwa's playstyle, what is it? Say void arrays.
Void arrays. Nowadays.
Defensive void arrays.
In this matchup, at least, it works out very nicely. Although, he hasn't really done a whole lot of it today in comparison to what I was expecting.
Yes.
I was expecting it every game.
I am expecting it from every game from now.
Oh, yeah.
This game and the next game, because he knows that's his strategy. He doesn't want to overuse it because people just get used to playing against it and deal with it. But I definitely feel that I don't think he's going to go over to, like, how he played versus TargA originally was Templar Archives play. Archons, Zealots.
Yes.
Because we saw TargA go for heavy Zerglings to try to counter NaNiwa's build. So let's put a hashtag mind game out there for you. What happens now that we know, and maybe TargA knows, that NaNiwa is going to play his normal go-to build, Void Rays. Does TargA now go back to heavy Zerglings upon knowing that his opponent isn't going to try anything like Zealot Archon again? Does he go 1-1 upgrades for his Zerglings to try to deny that third for as long as possible?
I think he kind of has to. You know,
it's a very good style against what NaNiwa plays.
He's got NaNiwa pinned against the corner. NaNiwa's not going to kind of cheap out on this game. He's not going to cheap out. If you do, you die. So NaNiwa has to go back to what he knows, and then likewise, TargA's like, right, I've got him pinned. He's got to scramble. He's got to do something about this.
Yeah. This is tense, man. Because remember as well when we talked about how important the WCS points are for this season. NaNiwa is in a position. NaNiwa is in a position where he needs these points.
Yes.
Of course, he's in the top 16 right now. But he may not be if he's out in the round of 32. Look what happened to TLO, Stefano, Demaga, 4GG. After losing in Season 2, all of them fell out of the top 16, even though they were all in the top 16 before the season begun, just like NaNiwa is now. If NaNiwa falls out of Season 2 here now, Season 3, sorry, here now, he won't be top 16, man. It's that simple, I think.
It's that big a difference. Each of these seasons awards so many points that you get those players that just kind of finish consistently in other regions and, you know, are just slowly eking forwards with the points. And if they finish consistently this season as well, not necessarily making those top numbers, they'll still gain a lot of points. So NaNiwa has to play his heart out. He cannot go out in this round.
All right, well, we'll find out if that's going to happen or not, as NaNiwa has kind of seen his opponent's style so far, which is gasless. And that is the same in this game as well. NaNiwa's decided to throw down 2 extra gateways here as well, instead of a faster Stargate, because he opted for 1 gas and then a second one later on. He will follow this up with a Stargate behind it, but he absolutely has the opportunity to do a bit of damage to TargA in a very predictable location, which the pylon's gone down every single game. It's always the same place. Always the same. Just outside that third, a little bit south by the smoke. Always the same. TargA's already got Lings on the way. NaNiwa needs to do, well, doesn't need to, but would like to do a bit of damage. If he doesn't do anything, it doesn't matter. But if he does, he's in the lead.
Yep, certainly so. He has warping in 3 Zealots as well. And this warp in has come a little bit quicker here. TargA did not find this pylon as quickly as he did previously. And even a pylon on the high ground as well.
Yeah, he's definitely looking to kill this third. Right now, there's a lot of gas in the bank, but you can always play with gas at another stage. You can bank it up, it's fine. But if he continues to warp in Zealots, he may be able to destroy this third. There's a lot of Zerglings on the way, though, a lot.
Exactly, a lot of Zerglings here, trying for that time warp, trying to slow a lot of this down. Speed is nowhere near completion. Still needs another 40 seconds, loses a Queen. A big pickup already. And he's going to get this.
He's going to target it.
He actually has to take those Zerglings now. He's sacrificing it. He realizes it's dead. He's trying to kill off the reinforcement paths as quickly as possible. But he knows it's dead.
NaNiwa's trying to get the best of both worlds here. Trying to get the hatch and as many units as he can.
Yeah.
TargA's going to all in from this. He's building roaches.
He's trying to, and, well, a lot of those Zerglings get slowed down once again. Speed is about to finish 2 seconds away, but the hatchery is going to die to a lone Zealot.
Yeah, NaNiwa's just trading so efficiently now. Even if the Zerglings get in there, that's a lot of Zealots.
Wow, he's only lost 150 resources worth here at the moment. And one of those was a pylon, I think so, but anyway.
And now the roaches come in, but the Zealots have done so much. The hatchery's gone down. It's just simply 3 gateways, consistently warping in Zealots.
It's so simple.
It's so simple.
And it's worked. It's worked considerably. Look at how cost-effective he's been with these Zealots, killing off a hatchery, killing off a mountain of Zealots.
Yeah, he has to roll in from here with roaches. There's like no way he can play from behind from this position, so the roaches go across the map. I know. But there's already a Void Ray. There's 3 sentries, 4 sentries.
1 Void Ray is just like, hi guys.
Hi, would you get out the game, please? Would you please just get out the way so I can go to another round of 16? TargA, please.
TargA,
TarGA's like, oh no. NaNiwa got really angry. Now he's playing really, really well. Aww.
Boo-hoo. Well, okay, these roaches are going to try and make something happen. 13 roaches, 1 Void Ray starts and begins its arduous journey of killing all of these roaches, but there's force fields, so NaNiwa's not going to let this in. You're not coming in this house.
Yeah, I mean, even if he did let a couple units in, the Zealots that could kill everything too. The charged up Void Ray, multiple sentries, 1,000 gas basically. He's got 700 gas. He can warp in end on sentries. And he will let units in here. This is not a mistake. He's like letting them in.
Yeah, why not? No
Look at that,
reason
trapping
to
the
let
roaches
them out.
too. Trapping him.
Killing everything off. That 1 Void Ray superhero. 4 kills. There you go. GG, well played.
I mean, yeah, it's that simple, guys. That NaNiwa opened up that game very, very easily and finished it very swiftly as well. And like I said, NaNiwa got a little angry and played a little bit harder and crushed TargA in that game. Very simply, just very, very simply game. And
now we get to finish the night as we began, with the same 2 players on the same map. Polar Night. Why not?
Why not? Why not? Let's see who's going to win this time, though. As we did see NaNiwa kind of rip his opponent apart in the first series, and he did again there. I think now that the Tetley's advert can play, the no-nonsense Tetley's advert can come in. Anyone from England will get that. Because the no-nonsense is the card's been played. Game 1 was a bit of nonsense, messing around a little bit, trying something a little bit different. And now that's out the way. It's 1-1, and it's just 1 map now to decide who's 3rd place in the group and who is 2nd and moves on to the round 16 to play live from the ESL Cologne studios.
Yeah, very important, and it's not only WCS points, the money ramps up very nicely as well with each round that you pass.
Yep.
So both these players moving on to the round of is it like 1,000 to 1,500 for the next?
It's 1,500 minimum right now. They've got, and then it goes up to 2,000 if they make it into the round of 16. The points is also an extra 100 points, WCS points, which is all the difference, because right now for NaNiwa, for example, he's about 400 points away from dropping out, but with an extra 100, he moves now 500 points away from dropping out, and that will only continue to increase throughout the round of 16 if he was to do well. So the third map then, Polar Night. It's a 2-player map. It's large, quite large actually, but it has not been explored very well.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's just now think about game number 1 of the evening, which was TargA playing a heavy Zergling style to prevent NaNiwa from taking a third base, because it is difficult to do so on this map.
Yep.
But NaNiwa chose on that map to go Zealot Archon against a heavy Zergling style, which is the style we talked about just now in this first map. In the second map, sorry. So what do we now think is going to happen? What do you think can happen on Polar Night?
Well, again, with you mentioning that it is very, very unexplored, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a very, very similar game to the first that we saw. But I still kind of have to go back to NaNiwa just goes for his Void Ray composition again. Like, maybe with that little bit of pressure, it worked out so well that game. Like, why not mix it in? It's not really that much of a gamble. You have the ability to recall out if you think, all right, you have enough defenses here. Either I'm going to use them on time warps if you see just a handful, or you use it on a recall and just get out. And then you're transitioning onto Void Rays back home as well. So I think it's the pokes into the Void Rays, because I think TargA can deal with the poke.
All right. TargA loves to deal with the pokes, and we'll see if he can. I'd expect so too. I think TargA would have learned a lot from the first series as well. That's the thing with StarCraft, is when you lose a game, you learn a lot from the losses, and you can put it into another time. Luckily for TargA, that time is just a few hours after his initial loss. So can he learn from what happened in game number 1 and series number 1 of the day? Can he turn things around, and can he knock out the highest ranked non-Korean in the StarCraft 2 WCS 2013?
Could happen. It certainly could. Both of these players, it could go either way. TargA taking that first map showed that there are chinks in NaNiwa's armor, and that could be exploited here as all these players are loaded up and good to go. Polar Night is our map as we started the night off. So let's jump right on in as we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner as our red Protoss representing Sweden and the Alliance. He is NaNiwa, and down to the south. Never mind.
All right.
GG.
I don't know what just happened.
Nor do I. Nor do I. Mr. NaNiwa disappears into the night.
Yeah. I just keep repeating in my head, it's so weird that NaNiwa, who is the most successful player at the moment in the Europe and North American scene, may not go to BlizzCon if he doesn't win this game. Like, he will be out the top 16. There's no doubt in my mind. He will be out the top 16. The way that it will work, very, very unlikely he's able to sustain it.
Unless he, by chance, won New York until Extreme Masters and by chance won, all the... No, but other than that, other than finishing super high in those tournaments,
the two Tier 1 events left this year before BlizzCon is I Am New York and DreamHack Bucharest.
Is Singapore a Tier 1 as well?
I think it's a Tier 2.
Might be.
I'm not sure exactly. But there's 3 events. Whatever it is, there's 3 tier events left. And you need to win them.
Yeah.
If you lose here, basically. And that's too much pressure. That's too difficult. That's very difficult to do. And, of course, there's other players that, especially now that the Korean scene is starting to spread out into the Western world, a lot more of those than ever before.
Definitely.
There's going to be a lot of players attending these. A lot of hard players. It's not as easy as you think to win a tournament, of course. It's very difficult.
That's a very good point that you're making there. With the WCS system being how it is and all of these players, you know, gracing us with their presence in America WCS and Europe WCS, we just are seeing more of these stronger Koreans. Jaedong has built himself on foreign events. There's no denying that. Yeah. Aside from Season 2 and performing very well, very admirably, before that, his points in WCS the specific season were rubbish. They were bald. But going to these foreign events, he was in the top 16 with just foreign events or something ridiculous. I mean, very close.
Second.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of tier event points. And funny, he's ranked number 2 in the WCS point system as well, right behind Innovation. So number 2 seems to be a number that is sticking quite close to J-Donk. And I'm sure that will change throughout the rest of the year. I'm quite sure it will, actually.
Yeah, probably.
But for now, final map between these 2 players. I don't know who's going to win. I don't have any predictions at all. I have no idea. But I know it should be a good one.
It certainly should be. So let's jump on in, guys, to the final map of the night as we have spawning up to the top left. It's the top position. Keep doing that. Everyone spawns in corners on these maps, but this one isn't. All right, top. We have our blue Zerg representing Dignitas in Norway. He is TargA. And down to the bottom, our red Protoss representing the Alliance and Sweden. He is NaNiwa.
And playing in red just fits NaNiwa, by the way.
Yes.
Darth Sidious style.
Darth Sidious.
Because this is NaNiwa all over, playing in red. I definitely would love NaNiwa to play a tournament with a hoodie and the hood on.
Oh my god.
Oh, look out. And then playing in red too.
The lightsaber and everything.
Imagine if he played in the round of 16 with red lighting behind him, his hood on as well.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Can you make this happen at DreamHack? Is that something that can...
I wouldn't put it past those crazy guys
that's true.
To play the Darth Vader, the march. Wouldn't put it past them or anything, man.
Actually, now that I just said DreamHack, is Bucharest also a tier tournament?
It's a tier 1.
Okay, so there's 4 potentials.
Well, is it New York, Bucharest, Singapore? What else?
New York?
Yeah, New York, Bucharest, Singapore.
And then isn't DreamHack winter before it, or
it's after BlizzCon?
Oh, it's after BlizzCon, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not because. Oh, but that means Singapore's after BlizzCon as well, then.
When Singapore's after it, so it doesn't even matter about Singapore. There's only 2 events. It's New York then and Bucharest.
So I was trying to get to 4 and I ended up getting to 2.
Sorry.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think about the Singapore dates. So, all right. So anyway, looking at this game now, we have triple hatch like a boss,
Wow.
Coming out from TargA.
Why not?
He knows NaNiwa's style. He knows his build. Knows this is strong. NaNiwa, though, off a single gas very easily after expanding here, can throw down additional gateways to pressure this.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is he also had that opportunity in game number 1, but messed up. He didn't do it right because the pylon got picked off too early. It was spotted too early. But, as mentioned, this is a new map. It's a bigger map. There's a lot of places to hide a pylon that Zerg players won't find easily anymore. And I would not put it past NaNiwa to pressure this. Absolutely, when he finds out. Well, he doesn't know what's going on yet, but there's gas before spawn and pull. Even though that delays the spawn and pull, remember the attack doesn't come until quite later on, so he can do this. If you're going to go through hatch, you might as well get an extractor as well.
Yeah.
And he will get Zergling speed out eventually.
And NaNiwa is sending out the probe scout before actually throwing down the Nexus. So he's going to get full... he's actually going to the natural. So he's not going over to the third just yet. But if he checks that and makes sure he does, then he's going to have a lot of information very quickly.
TargA's crazy, man. You always got to check if that natural's even there. Or if there's units coming from that natural. Because I remember when he knocked Hero out of DreamHack last year, it was like a slow Zergling all-in.
Oh, God, I remember that game. It made me cringe.
What was the map called?
Was it a green one?
No. It was... oh, God, I casted it so many times at big events. I forgot the map name.
I've done that sometimes.
Cloud Kingdom. Yeah, Cloud Kingdom.
What? You forgot Cloud Kingdom?
Yeah, I forgot that name.
Oh, yeah, it was Cloud Kingdom. Oh, God, I remember now.
So NaNiwa knows what he's playing against and is throwing down 2 gateways. Does he throw down another one, though? He's built a sentry behind this, so it's taken a bit of his minerals.
Look at this probe chilling out down here as well.
Yeah, he definitely got to throw it up, man. There's no way you can just let someone do this to you.
You gotta... Well, he's going to try. These Zerglings trying to reinforce this, knowing that, hey, I have taken this third hatchery. I need to make some Zerglings to protect it. That would be very good.
But even if he doesn't do anything, it's also smart because it is a mind game thing, because there's no drones being made. 23 and only a bunch of Zerglings, because he's expecting NaNiwa to do this. There's an overlord inside the main base trying to get some more information, who sees the gateway, sees the Stargate being added on.
Oh, the Zerglings are going to see the pylon instantly.
And they can get the probe here too, which is the most important part.
Oh, it's trapped. Wow.
Not going to pressure this thing, and we should see drones begin now.
Well, as I said before, I think that TargA will deal with the poke, and I think he's dealt with the poke.
But he's not building drones, Claris.
He's building Zerglings. I think he's... There's no way he's going to pressure after this.
Wait a minute. What is he building after these overlords finish? Okay. I was actually stressing out for a minute and then thinking even more Zerglings were going to be made. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's so many Zerglings already.
That's a lot of Zerglings. That's a lot.
He's got 24.
It's
he has speed, but...
And NaNiwa didn't even warp in any units at all. He didn't warp in anything, so...
Well, that one sentry is going to have a field day. Oh, actually...
And NaNiwa can warp in another sentry.
Yeah, he can just warp in whatever he wants.
He's already got 2 in his main base as well. He can warp in the case of Zealots. He can chrono boost the gateways. He shouldn't lose to this at all.
No, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm saying that, but those gateways are going really low. That one gateway was going low. He's warping in some Zealots just to keep this out at bay. So all is good in NaNiwa land.
12 drones at once so early on because of these 3 hatcheries.
Who needs it, though? It was 39 drones to 36 probes, and because of all those Zerglings that he made...
14 drones at once.
You kind of have to make it up.
He's going to make it up really fast.
Yeah.
He's already at 47. And he's about to go up even more. 8 more. Oh, boy.
Kaboom.
That's a lot of drones really fast. Behind this, though, NaNiwa only built 1 Phoenix, and it's stopped.
I think... You know, considering the opening, maybe some less Zerglings, but if anything was going to defeat NaNiwa as an opening for TargA, this is the opening that gives TargA that opportunity to really ramp up this game and be going into that mid-game with such strength.
I mean, NaNiwa's going to attempt to take a third now, very early on. Roach Warren's down nice and early here by TargA, just in case he's playing it very safe. He's got another 10 drones on the way. He's going to spot NaNiwa attempting to take his third now as well. TarGA's going to play double evolution chamber. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Is it Zergling style again? It's much, much later than the usual Zergling style, but every time he's got double evolution chamber, it's always been 2. I mean, always been for Zergling upgrades so far.
I would love to see range. Love to see range. But there's an interesting placement on these evolution chambers as well. Right at the 3rd. This feels really vulnerable to me. How did these Zerglings get in? Cheeky little guys.
Cheeky little guys go in there and see really nothing. They just see the addition of targets coming in, which is the follow-up for this.
Yeah.
And it is range too. So the one really good part about TargA's build is that against NaNiwa, let's just go over NaNiwa's style Void Rays. Defensive Void Rays. The word there, defensive. He doesn't move out for a long time. There's not going to be really any pressure play until he has at least a couple of Void Rays out. So TargA in this set has got 71 drones, who's got a macro hatch up, has got double evolution chamber, hasn't built any units since those initial Zerglings, by the way, and now has 1-1 on the way. I fully expect Roach Speed and a Hydroden to come down soon. And I think that he's going to play very heavy on timing. So 1-1 timing pressure, 2-2 timing pressure.
And the funny thing is that NaNiwa is going to have very little information about the abilities in terms of upgrades that his opponent's going to have, because the double evolution chamber placement...
They're hidden.
Yeah, exactly. They're completely hidden.
And NaNiwa doesn't know if it is double evolution chamber or if it's the single evolution chamber, the aggressive play that TargA used against Todd.
Yeah.
So this is really complicated, you know, deep levels of understanding of how each other play are building up this game. NaNiwa has no idea. He sees units coming, and I guarantee you, he's like, all right, here it comes. Here it comes. It's the same time we did it against Todd. It's coming, it's coming. But the thing is it's a handful of units.
It's not, yeah.
They'll have 1-1 soon. They're going to start 2-2 soon. He's got the Infestation Pit, by the way. And I wonder if that's going to be for a Hive or Infestors. I'd actually like Infestors with the economy he's powered himself up to get. But I'd also like from TargA to take a 4th base. I'm not sure if I like the 4th base it's been taken. I prefer if he kills the rocks at the back, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean,
he's got a lot of units out there and it is hidden away, tucked away. Doesn't need to deal with harassment as much. But yeah, Infestors, I really like this.
Like, the 4th base is just a hop, skip, and a jump from his main to just pressure it with Void Rays alone, or just silly things like that. I kill the rocks and take this base back here. Of course, it does delay a little bit. You have to kill a 4,000 health's worth of rocks, but Roaches sat around in the middle doing nothing here right now. Technically, they did kind of push out and pressure a little bit, maybe force some reaction, but aside from that, could be taking that base.
All right, well, TargA's got 2-2 on the way, or should start +2 carapace. It's a mistake if he doesn't get that, by the way. He's getting +2 attack. It's a big mistake he's not getting that now. He really needs to align these upgrades to make his build proper smooth. But so far, NaNiwa's starting to get a bit more. Okay. I've got my Void Rays coming out now.
Yeah.
And he's got quite a few of them. He's got a pylon forward. He's got quite a lot of units now. His Twilight Council is kind of late, but remember, NaNiwa's like on 3 gateways still. Just remember that. He's got 3 gateways. He's just got 3 gateways, 3 Stargates. This is a bit of a pressure to see if he can do stuff.
And TargA, how are you going to react?
TargA's at 187 supply, man. I cannot stress how well he's playing with his overlords and his unit production.
It's very, very well done right now. He's max. I mean, it's one thing to max out at like the 13, 14-minute mark with roaches or something like that.
So many queens as well.
Exactly. He has such a great composition. And 2-2s on the way as well behind it. It's a crazy composition, but it's very, very formidable.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a couple of fungals ready soon, too. Imagine that. Imagine if he kills the Mothership core.
I think there might have to be a recall here. I certainly think so. Ooh, well, the force fields divide up quite a bit of that army. Nice fungal on those Void Rays. How much can he do? That ground army's not substantial. There's that recall I was talking about. So important. Get out of there.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to hold on? Look at this. The swarm is coming, Kalaris. There's a lot of units. They lost a couple of Void Rays there. If you look at the units lost tab, NaNiwa's lost more than his opponent so far, who has powered up very strong so far. Can TargA do this? Can TargA knock out NaNiwa here? He's got a great economy. He's going to have great upgrades momentarily with +2 attack about to finish.
Look at NaNiwa's army. There's only 6 Void Rays. It's 123 supply against 70. He doesn't want to lose these units, though. Oh, TargA, you want to pull back?
Units slipped away from those force fields
there,
too.
Queens. Look at these queens marching forwards.
Tempo Archives isn't ready. Can't feed back him.
Oh, he needs the fungals on this as well here. He has a lot of energy for those fungals on those two.
NaNiwa just, I mean, TargA just knows NaNiwa's style. He may have his number.
Oh, these queens going to try and keep this army alive for as long as possible. Great force fields by NaNiwa, but can they hold on? Because these queens pressuring, they're never going to die. They have so much energy for transfuse. The Void Rays, they're not going to kill them.
NaNiwa is dying.
NaNiwa is dying. He is down and out, and TargA is going to eliminate NaNiwa from Season 3. I cannot believe what we are seeing.
199 supply to 48. TargA from Norway has done it. GG is second place in this group, and NaNiwa is knocked out of the WCS Europe Premier League in the round of 32, the first round of this event.
What on earth? TargA playing a fantastic series here, 2-1. And that game, as I said at the very beginning, he had the prime opportunity to clinch that game by the throat with the opening he had, denying that poke that we were saying before. Played it out so well. NaNiwa,
where the gold mine of points is knocked out. He now needs to be able to stick in the top 16. We talked about it before. There's 2 Tier 1 events left this year. He actually has to now call up his manager, Alex Garfield, and be like, buddy, get me on the first plane of Bucharest now.
He needs the points.
It's 2 weeks away. It's less than 2 weeks away. Like, he needs the points now. But TargA has just pulled a major upset. I think all predictions were for GG and NaNiwa coming through, but NaNiwa in third place. Why does this keep happening to us? It's absolute craziness. But what was the first upset that we had in that first day of Season 2? It was like TLO going out or something on the lines. Something crazy. Yeah. But it just keeps happening, man. We keep having these upsets, and I'm actually looking fully. I think it was TLO, but wow. Anyway. Well. I mean, what do we have here in front of us, man? We have this kind of situation where the best ranked player is knocked out, and TargA goes through with alongside 4GG, who, of course, will continue to represent France, of course, as he does here, playing from Millennium and playing from France, and he will continue through. But it's a good start to Group 8 here. An interesting start, just continuing the Season 2 trends of the Europe Premier League, where upsets happen and craziness happens. I mean, I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect that at all. In Season 2, we had things that we didn't expect either. But momentarily, we will be going into an interview with TargA, just like Season 2. So we'll be having a couple of words with him shortly to just kind of get his feelings. He's just accomplished something pretty big here. Oh, yeah. Something pretty big indeed. He's the lowest ranked player of the group. He's one of the lowest ranked players in the entire of WCS as well, being his debut into the Premier League and having not done anything really major in tier events either. So this is big for him. And the funny thing is if, for example, let's just put it out there. I know it's really deep on what we're saying and thinking, but if TargA was to win Premier League, was to top 2 season finals, he's actually top 16 now. It's actually possible to do so with the amount of points on the line. It's a lot. You get 1,500 from Tier 1 from this, and I think it's 3,000 for first place at the season finals. That's 4,500 in one season. That's like up there. That's
Third?
like third place straight away. If you were able to win both of those. So
TargA just does it all. He's
just TargA does it all. The year of TargA happens, where TargA finally just goes crazy and is able to do this. So,
all right.
well, what kind of questions are we going to ask TargA? I don't know.
I've got plenty.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys. We're going to go to a short commercial break, and then when we are back, we are going to have an interview with the victor, Mr. Dignitas TargA. All right, welcome back, guys, to the World Championship Series European Premier League Season 3. We are on the line with none other than TargA himself. TargA, how you doing, man?
Pretty good now. That's about it.
I can imagine so. Okay, so my first question is, coming into this group, obviously you had NaNiwa to prepare for as your first opponent. Did you know thoroughly NaNiwa's play style, and how did you prepare in response to that?
I had a pretty good idea of how he played, and he had the same from me. If you saw the first two games, it's like direct blind counter of a style that I've been playing around with quite a bit, because me and NaNiwa used to practice before he went to Korea. So there's a lot of blind countering, well, I just watched his games from WCS and just prepared mentally of how I should stop him and so on. I obviously failed like hell in the first two games, but it worked now.
Did you put much thought into practice versus Terran? Because right now in WCS you actually have quite a high win percentage against Terran, if you knew that or not. Or did you just focus purely on the Protoss players that you'd probably have to face?
I focused on everybody. I wasn't too sure that I was going to beat NaNiwa, and I thought that Todd would actually beat 4GG because he was a bit confident when I talked to him previously, and so I prepared two builds for 4GG, and I would have loved to show them because both of them are pretty insane, but I'm gonna save them for later.
Okay, then. I like that. I like that a lot. So, in terms of the last series against NaNiwa, After the first series, obviously, not going as well as you would have hoped, can you run us through the second series? Because there was a lot of back and forth there as well.
Well, the first game on Belcher, he was doing like the Warp Prism Immortal. I played tons against it, so I knew exactly how to stop it.
Yep.
And on the second game, I thought he was gonna fake like a 3-gate pressure, and just to get me to overcommit on units. So I was very hesitant to making units. Like I really wanted to make drones, but yeah, he just tricked me. And the last game, this style that he's been playing it for quite a bit, and obviously all the Protosses start copying it. And MC was copying it when I played him on the European ladder. And after the game, he asked me if I wanted some tips, because I was obviously struggling against it. And well, he just told me make roaches, queens, and infestors, and it's almost impossible for the Protoss to stop if you attack when you're maxed out. So yeah, I was really happy that MC gave me that tip.
Yeah, it looked really convincing in Game 3 there.
Yeah.
So you made it through, so of course congratulations to the round of 16 in your debut of the Premier League. Coming into WCS Premier League, did you like have any self expectations, or is it like step by step? What's your thought process when it comes to that?
Well, I'm a pretty arrogant guy, so I want to at least go round of 8. And it's kind of sad that I didn't make it to the previously to WCS. I really think that I should have been there, but I failed miserably in every qualifier, like getting super close, and then I just lost my head. So this time it went better.
So you've played a lot of this WCS and in the qualification, a lot of it online, or all of it online, should I say.
Yeah.
When it comes to playing in the round of 16 offline, does that affect you at all? Is it completely fine? How are you approaching to playing offline in the studios face-to-face to your next future opponents?
It doesn't really affect me. It's actually a positive, because I will have a better computer, better ping, and so on. Because at the moment I'm at home in Norway, and I don't have the best computer, and the internet is really bad.
Doesn't Norway have as good internet
for me,
as
it's
Sweden?
all positive.
No.
No? Norway has bad internet?
Not as good as Sweden, nowhere near, I don't think.
Well, the area that I live has really bad internet.
Okay. All right. Well, any last questions, Sean, before we wrap it up?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Any last words, TargA, before we send you off into the night?
Yes. Sorry to NaNiwa, I guess, because I ruined his chances of getting to BlizzCon, I think. That's at least what people are saying on Twitter.
Maybe.
And yeah, big shout out to Dignitas, of course. And again, I want to thank MC for giving me the tip.
Are you playing at any events coming up, by the way? Or obviously you're playing in WCS. Do you plan on going to Bucharest? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So we'll see him very soon as well as the round of 16 later on. So congratulations, TargA, once again, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Cool. So that is TargA, ladies and gentlemen, the man who just exploded the internet.
Yeah.
He did pretty well for himself.
He did very well for himself. And that wraps up Group A, Week 1, Day 1 of the round of 32. We'll be back tomorrow, though, with Group B. And I actually quite like Group B. I don't think I like it as much as Group A. Today was a really special group, I think, because it was really close. I knew that upsets could be happening. But tomorrow's group has the reigning European champion in it.
Oh, it does. It does. Duck Duck, he won all of our hearts during Season 2, and he goes up against Happy, Sase, and TLO. Three players that are very, very hungry, as they've all had interesting roads in the past season, at least.
Happy, the most consistent, being in each season so far. Duck Duck, the reigning champion. Sase makes his return back to the Premier League after being absent in Season 2. And, of course, TLO is back once again to fight to see if he can continue and extend his run to get the points, because he's not too far at that round of 16 either. Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people here want to see TLO advance onto the round of 16. When I say here, I mean in this general area that is Germany, as they would like to cheer him on during that round of 16. But also don't forget, guys, right after this, I think maybe in an hour or two, there is WCS America Challenger League going on. And if I can remember the players correctly, it's Neeb, Drunken Boy, Hello Kitty, and Vibe. So make sure to tune in to WCS America as well.
That's right. So that does it here in Europe for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, same place, 6 p.m. local time here in Germany. See you then.